listen to. I am at the airport, and one, I want to show you the hair. It's herring. I use my Dyson as always, and I got a nice blowout. So I only have my backpack with me. And I didn't pack any like crazy hair tools, so I thought it would be nice if I just wash my hair this morning and then just style it and hope that it stays. So I've been reflecting on a lot of things coming into here. I think obviously a lot of us know what's happening in the news, and I think coming to the airport was a little interesting. And this is the first time that I travel with like any anxiety about what could potentially happen at the airport. I'm a naturalized citizen, so I think naturally I have fear of what could happen, but it went really smoothly for me. I had the nicest TSA agent. She was so lovely and so sweet. And I made sure to ask, like, hey, how are you? It's one of those moments where you kind of just want to acknowledge that something is happening and not be weird about it. So they were very, very sweet. They just took like 4 minutes, which is really nice. I attended my math class. I took my calculus quiz that I needed to take. I didn't pay attention to the topic. I knew I had to rewatch it another day. So I'm gonna spend some time editing the content that I shot already for my March vlog, and then I'm stockpiling some of the footage I took already of my Colorado travel. So excited. So, I don't know if I mentioned it already. I'm gonna wait for the overhead to pause for a second. I am heading to Colorado to see my brother and his wife, and I'm really excited. They're having a baby soon, so I just can't believe we are gonna have a nephew, and they're gonna be the best parents ever. They're so sweet. Super excited about that. I don't have a lot planned. I just kind of want to chill with them. I really have a huge project due on Monday, so I can't really dilly and dally too much, but we'll have some dilly and dally time. The first thing I woke up to this morning, which I really wanted to talk about, because I do think that that's an important conversation to have. The first thing I woke up to this morning is Iran hitting a Kuwaiti gas thing. I don't really have the proper words, but I'll try to drop the link to the news article that I saw. Basically, Kuwait was able to dodge a couple missiles, but one of them landed near the airport where they store gas, and it was like a huge plume of smoke. And I was very saddened to see things get worse every single day, things that country hadn't experienced ever. And I know a lot of people have different opinions on that, because they're always going to mention how the Gulf GCC countries contributed to some other people's downfall, and now they get to kind of taste their own medicine, which I genuinely don't see things that way. I don't think evil should be met with evil. I keep thinking these countries haven't experienced that before, and I want peace for everybody. So it's quite difficult to stomach and to know that was happening. Another thing I was watching yesterday, which I thought was really cool, I would have this conversation with my sister if she was here. I was listening to this episode with Mo Gaudat and Anas Bukhash on AB Talks, and I love listening to Mo Gaudat. I know that he's of Egyptian descent, but I have only seen one other video of him speaking Arabic. So this was really exciting for me to talk about current events, and to hear it in his perspective in Arabic was just so cool. Loved it. I'm going to put a link down below if that's something you're interested in watching. I want you to walk away with value from these videos. So I found it valuable because it taught me words in English that I don't know the translation of in Arabic, although that's my first language. There are just certain words that you don't get a chance to learn throughout your limited Arabic speaking years. And one of them was dichotomy of decision or dichotomy of choice. So I thought that it was cool to learn intellectual words that I already know in English. And it was also really incredible to hear his perspective about the current situation, about what we can do when things are tense and everybody is anxious and the situation is not pleasant. And they both currently live in the UAE. So he was explaining, I know things are happening, but in this very moment, there's no danger being done against me. I'm just sitting in my balcony, but the anxiety comes from reading the articles online and seeing the Instagram posts and the TikToks and the Twitter links and everything, and the trending words, and the fear behind the entire possibility of a bigger war than it should be. So I thought that perspective was really refreshing, because these things we do know. I do know that there's no immediate danger, but I do feel the anxiety because I care, because I want people to be in peace and harmony. But what can we do to remind ourselves there's no tiger running after me? I am just in my living room. Thought that was really incredible. I finished listening to another one about AI and the current situation and different things we can expect from the job market. I thought that that conversation was actually really intellectual because it did discuss the AI evolution, but it also touched on like the human aspects of our lives, the way that we think our legacy is going to be all the amazing things we accomplish and the high highs, but the real legacy you leave behind is like simply can sometimes be just a voice note that you left for someone because they miss you and they want to hear you. So I thought that was really fascinating. I think these were the conversations that were most pressing on my mind to go over before I board my flight. I still have a lot of time, so I'm gonna go edit, and I'm trying to find an easy way. Actually, I found a way. I just need to sit down and do it. I'm trying to use Claude to create a website for me so that I don't keep paying for Wix, because I hate Wix. I love Wix. It made my life so easy, but it's very costly for no reason. And it's very glitchy and laggy. So that's what I'm working on. I just need to like sit down and do it. I've already like gave it everything I have. I have all my assets done and stored and photos ready to go for my portfolio. I just need to like fine tune the font, the colors they use. Otherwise, they created the entire thing, and I just need to take the HTML and put it somewhere. I think that gets me up to speed. So I'll see you later. Blowout is still pretty good. I'm impressed. Can't lie. See the moon right up there. That is crazy.